Hi, I'm Keith, and welcome to my art studio. Normally, I say something like, I have something very special for you today. And I do. But today, it's special and unique, because I sometimes, but rarely, make aliens. Aliens. This one back here, I did 20 years ago, oil on canvas. I still have it. If you want to buy it, just make me an offer. But this one here, I did on mixed media paper. And I wanted to have a jumping point for this. I wanted to base it off of something. So this is an alien. I decided to make this based on my state senator, Pete Ricketts, who I think is a living alien anyway. He's a right-wing Republican senator. If you look at his face, he just looks like an alien. So he was easy to transform. Now, I have a long history of doing caricature art. I used to do post-prom parties, I worked in malls, stuff like that. So doing something like this was reasonably okay for me. I had to do some studying and get back in the groove of it. I haven't done it in a long time. I learned how to do this studying the caricature art of Mort Drucker from Mad Magazine. Probably the person who trained me the most on how to do art. And all of my cross-hatching, all my lines comes right out of his work, right into my brain when I was 15 years old. A long time ago, and I never got rid of it. But this video, if you watch it, you should subscribe as well, shows you how I made this alien. And let me get a little bit closer here for you. Check that out. Isn't that cool? That's a caricature art alien of Pete Ricketts, Nebraska state senator. Stay tuned. Now, I really enjoy doing alien art. I don't do enough of it. I liked using my old caricature style with this. I had to study, look at some old pictures. Right there, I'm studying on how to do my lines. Now, Pete Ricketts, state senator from Nebraska, was actually pretty easy to do in a caricature style. And the reason why, his face, if you look at it, he has really droopy eyes, kind of like a basset hound. He looks like he's half asleep even when he's wide awake. I've noticed that for years. So I gave him basset hound eyes. His nose looks like a flashlight hanging off of his forehead. His nose is huge for the size of his face. His lips look like they belong on a toddler. He has a really small mouth. It always boggled my mind how he could speak with that little tiny mouth. So, doing Pete was pretty easy. I gave him droopy basset hound eyes, a big old flashlight nose, a tiny toddler mouth, and fish ears. Those ears belong on a fish. I thought that was kind of a neat little addition, because I am actually doing an alien here. So as a jumping off point for Pete, I got to do some fun things. Right now, I'm working on my sketch part with my 6B pencil doing my outlines. I use a 6B pencil because it's a soft-leaded pencil. It allows me to get some thick lines. It kind of mimics the look of ink. Now later on, I actually do use ink. This is a pretty intense process, so I put this on super speedy fast. For all of you artists out there who want to do Pete Ricketts alien art, which is probably nobody, right now, if you see on the top of the screen, I have a shot glass. And any good alien has 3 eyeballs. Now last night, I was going to rent Men in Black to get some ideas. But on Amazon, it was $3.99, and I wasn't going to pay money for a movie I've seen 10,000 times for free. So I had to just use my imagination, which is like, all I have. Right now, I'm putting scales on his face, because any good alien has scales on their face. So Pete here, maybe he does in real life and just puts makeup over it. I don't know. So now I'm putting on my ink wash. My ink wash gives me my values. I put that on first, because later I'm going to put on some watercolor. And it allows me to get all my values. My edges look good. This thing actually almost works as a black and white grayscale picture. Anyway, I took pictures of this along the way, during the original drawing, during this part, and later on. So I learned how to do this studying Mad Magazine when I was a kid. And Mort Drucker was their most famous, most talented artist, and I studied his work. And I remember as a kid, I wrote him a letter. That was kind of cool. Oh, right now I'm painting some watercolor. Technically, it's just my acrylic paint that I watered and thinned down. But I wrote him a letter. He wrote me back, and it was cool. I don't have that letter anymore. I don't know where it went. But, I don't usually get starstruck, but that was pretty cool to get a handwritten letter from him. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting a really thin coat watered down green paint, which I didn't use it out of the tube. I actually mixed some yellow and some blue to customize my green so I can get what I want. I'm doing a lot of that nowadays. So what am I doing here? Oh, in my hand is a brush pen. I found these brush pens about 2 weeks ago. And I love them. I love them. I love them because I can do this work with ink out of a bottle with an actual brush. But this brush pen allows me to hold it like a pen, and I can be much more precise and don't have to worry about dripping paint on the picture. So I love this brush pen. Actually, it came in a set, and there's like all kinds of different sizes here. And the one I'm using right now is my favorite one because it just allows me to basically give me the look of using an actual ink calligraphy pen, which I used to use as a kid. But this pen, I love it. And what I'm doing here is I'm thickening up and darkening some of my outlines. And part of doing caricature art means you have to thicken up your outlines. So right now I'm kind of liking what this looks like. I'm thinking I've captured Pete as an alien with his basset hound eyes, his flashlight nose, his toddler mouth, and his 3 eyeballs and his fish ears. Oh, I forgot the deformed Tylenol head. I kind of really changed the head up a little bit. I gave him more contours than he actually has. His head really does look like a Tylenol. On the lower right of the page, you can kind of see my reference there. What I'm doing here is I put some white into my green because I'm doing some highlights. I'm going way overboard on this picture. This is something that belongs probably in a museum or in a gallery, I'm thinking, because I work way too hard to do this. I probably should have stopped back at the drawing section. This is the kind of thing you get when you go to an amusement park and you pay, I don't know how much they charge, $20 for a head. Back when I was in college, I did a lot of this stuff in like high school post-prom parties. I remember renting space in some malls. I was in Grand Island and Kearney. I remember I did Grand Island's post-prom party. I did Exeter, Kearney. I did quite a few of them. I did Fairbury, but I haven't done this kind of work in a long time. So this morning I had to sit down with my Mort Drucker pictures and kind of practice and get back in the groove of how to do this. And I'm really super happy how it turned out. My line weight means a lot in caricature art. Cross-hatching means a lot, and I was able to pull that off pretty effectively. So right now I'm adding some more highlights, more highlights, giving the guy some more scales, more bumps, making him look like a real alien. And this picture was fun to do. Caricature art is something I love to do, but I don't really do enough of it. I really have no desire to do post-prom parties anymore because I'm really super old. Turns out Pete Ricketts is only 1 year older than I am. I thought he was a lot older than I am. I think he's 60 now. But he's super rich. His dad started TD Ameritrade. They own part of a major league ball team. I don't remember what it was, the Red Sox or something. And so they're like multi-millionaires. And I'm not going to get into politics right now, but I'm not a huge Pete fan. I'd rather have Dan Osborne as my state senator. I hope he makes it because I'm so sick and tired of Pete and his little toddler mouth and his flashlight nose and his droopy eyes. It's funny. For a guy that rich, you think he would have paid some money for some plastic surgery or maybe bought some hair, but he didn't. I'll say this: he's pretty confident in his looks. I would definitely fix those eyes, though. His eyes need some work. Now, Pete Ricketts does not have hair. He's bald as a cue ball. So why am I putting hair on him? Well, because he's an alien and I can do whatever I want to. I thought that this hair is on the back. Maybe he has a ponytail back there and it's all kind of frizzy. Can you imagine Pete Ricketts with a ponytail? I can't. Anyway, hey, like and subscribe my page. Like, subscribe. If you guys like this, maybe I'll do more caricature art. Normally I do monsters and aliens. If you follow my page and go through my playlist, I have lots and lots of monsters and aliens. Well, monsters. I don't have a lot of aliens. I probably should do more. It depends on how this goes over. Leave comments. Lots and lots of comments. This picture was fun to do. It took me about maybe 2.5 hours to do it. And please subscribe. Thanks for being here, and I do appreciate it.